But on that note, folks, it bothers me when we're so quick to turn on folks who have meant so much to us, and I say our community. Michael Jackson, little known fact, he's the biggest. He has given more money to black causes at the time of his life than any human being on the planet.
Really?
Gave away half. He gave away $500 million to black people. From Africa to UNCF, United Negro College Fund, all of it. He didn't want his name out. Yes. He's one of the biggest contributors.
I looked it up. You're right.
And yet, they said he tried to be white because he had a disease.
Vitiligo.
He had vitiligo, which turns your skin white.
Well, but to be fair, though, he could have used brown makeup as opposed to just going completely white.
But it's what the root cause of it was.
I understand that, though.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you could go back to your natural color as opposed to just saying, okay, I'll just go all white.
Yeah, and that's
then there's the nose job and, the hair and so forth. I think Michael had a problem with his own appearance. I remember I interviewed Tom Mesereau, who was Michael Jackson's lawyer at one point. And he said, and he's talking about like a private conversation he had with Michael. And Michael told him the biggest mistake of his whole career was when he settled with that first accuser.
Wow.
Because all the people around him was saying, Michael,
get it out the way.
Give him the money. You're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars more. You'll put it behind you. You can go on with your career. This won't be dogging you. Like, this is the way to handle it. This is what people do. They settle. And, settling doesn't mean admission of guilt. Right. Everyone knows that. He settled, and what happened? The exact opposite happened. It turned into a free-for-all, a pile-on. Every single person that's ever met Michael Jackson started to sue them, And look, it's partially his fault as well. A grown man should not be hanging out with kids. You know what I'm saying? Spending the night, in a room, regardless, if that's not a relative. I think, there's certain people like him, R. Kelly, it's like, listen, you've had a chance to you're playing around with a bad situation, but I don't think Michael actually molested any of those kids.
No, I don't.
That's what I think.
I don't either. I think he was trying to live a childhood that he missed.
Yeah.
And everything that he was doing indicated that. From having a monkey as your best friend and all those other things that appear to most people as weird, if you reflect back, that's what tweens do and teenagers.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what he was doing in his association with kids.
Do you know who Ronnie Newt is or was? Ronnie Newt was a gangster from San Francisco, but his sons had a group called the Neutrons. Jay Valentine, who was like a very successful writer, was part of that group. I knew Ronnie, so I did his last interview before he passed. So the Neutrons were signed to Joe Jackson, right? So they were at Michael Jackson's house like all the time. He's telling these crazy stories, but then he's pulling out photos and, here's me at Michael's house wearing his glove. Okay. It's like, oh shit, here's my family hanging out with Michael. Oh, damn, like that's really, And he told me a crazy story, right? He said that at one point, Michael's monkey, Bubbles, bit his son, and he saw Michael beat up the monkey. Like in front of everybody.
Really?
Yeah, just bam, 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 hit him like a 5-piece. The monkey just like kind of cowered afterwards.
And I'll never forget, the kids was playing with Bubbles, so Bubba bit Jay.
Bubbles is the monkey.
It's the monkey. Bubba bit Jay on his arm. And Jay said, Dad, he bit me. And Michael said, he did what? He said, Bubba, did you bite him? He said, Michael said, bam, slapped him to his knees. And Bubba said, I said, what is he doing? Michael said, praying for his life, because he know he done did the wrong thing.
So Michael Jackson beat up Bubbles.
He hit him with an 8-piece.
With an 8-piece?
With an 8-piece. Mike was fast.
Really?
Oh my God.
Monkeys are really strong though.
Yeah, but he couldn't mess with Mike. Mike hit him so fast, man, he was down on his knees, praying for his life.
Just beat the crap out of Bubbles.
He hit him with an 8-piece. Like Mayweather hit Pacquiao.
Now somebody said they saw Michael beat up Tupac.
Yeah, no, that was fake.
Oh, that was fake. Okay.
No, that's not real. But the monkey story is actually real. And
He
what's
beat the monkey down.
beat the monkey down. And here's another interesting part of the story. He showed me this picture. He said, listen, this is my son at Michael Jackson's house in his underwear. He said they approached him and said that they'll give him $50,000 to say that Michael molested his son, and here's the photo to prove it. And he said, if Michael Jackson molested my son, I would have killed Michael Jackson.
Right.
So I tell them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
You can keep that money.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie on Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, true story. True story. A lot of people, it became, I mean, it's sad because, you know, I've been sued, you've been sued, I'm sure. Like, just because someone's trying to get a payday.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Started.
Most recently, I got a letter from Suge Knight saying that I owe him money because I used his name in YouTube videos. And he wants payment for every video or else he's going to sue me. And I'm like, really? Like, you're going to sue me over using your name? You're a public figure over a story that involves you in the news?
Correct.
Kick rocks. I'm not paying you anything. But this is what happens.
Right.
So I have to get a lawyer, then you go through, and then at one point, sometimes you just have to settle because it ends up getting too costly to keep going back and forth with people. And that's ultimately what happened with Michael. He just kept getting sued and kept having to settle or whatever else. He beat the criminal charges.
Yep. He sure did.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Tom
Johnny
represented him on that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no actual legal proof that he did anything.
Correct.
But
Nope.
civilly, it was a mess up until the end.
Yep.